Hey everyone, just wanted to jump in here really quick and apologize in advance for the quality of our audio here. Unfortunately, we had a little bit of a technical difficulty, and some of our audio files from our main microphone recordings got lost in cyberspace. So we had to settle for the video audio. Apologies again for that if it's unpleasant, but we hope to have better quality audio for the next podcast. And nevertheless, enjoy. So how have your COVID-19 at-home isolation quarantine shenanigans been going?
It's weird, right? Like, it just feels like it's from a movie saying that. It feels like we're in some sort of Fallout type scenario, post-apocalyptic type thing, right? It's just like we're in some weird alternative timeline where people are getting infected. Like, it doesn't seem like it happened in our reality, but it is. It's just so bizarre to me. It's just even asking that question. But how is it going for me? I mean, I've been working and because apparently the business I work for, the coffee shop, is essential business because we serve restaurant food too. So I still have to go in,
Oh
but
man.
and there's not a lot of people working, so it's just me mainly. But
Really?
kind of, yeah.
Yeah, I was gonna ask that. I'm like, is it just you or other people working too? Or like,
There's me and one other guy that kind of works like the full shifts. So this week I worked like two like days, like the whole time, like from 7 to 5,
Jesus.
back to back.
10 out,
So
20 hours back to back, 2 days. That's
oh, I didn't think of it that way. Yeah, it was 20 hours back to back.
that was
Yeah.
almost out of the 48 hours you spent 20 hours working,
Wow, I didn't think of it that way.
not
Yeah.
including like travel and prep time. So that's like almost 24 hours probably total out of
Yeah.
48 hours you spent because of work.
So
That's
I'm just
insane.
glad I'm off today. It's like I'm just glad I'm off. But yeah, I mean, mainly besides working, I mean, it's nice. You get to hang out with your family and stuff. Um, just making coffee. Everybody's making this, I'm sure. Doggone at coffee,
Oh
whatever, three
yeah,
ingredients.
that new trend thing. Did you do that? Is that what you made?
Yeah. Yeah, my sister made it for me twice, and it was really good. I was trying to do it myself, but I was like in a rush, right? So I made it. It's not as good, but it's good. It's nice though when you make it right. It's nice.
Okay.
Yeah. What about you? How's it going on your end? I
I
mean,
don't
you've
know.
been like literally quarantined. Like you haven't gone out at all, have you?
Yeah, no. Not. Is it a bad thing if I say not much is different outside of like not really going out as much? I mean, I used to
The
go out.
introverts are like the
I
introverts are fine.
yeah, I used to go out like I used to go out a lot, but it was really just to like Danny's house or like I guess window shopping, local places or whatever, but nothing crazy. So I don't know. It's not really crazy significant. Um, I don't know. Hanging out with like other friends or whatever that I don't know. I see like maybe once or twice a month. I haven't done that in like almost 2 months now, I guess. So I mean that bombs. But outside of that, I mean, um, I don't know. It's just staying in touch, texting people, whatever, social media, work. Work never ends. Somehow, some way, I'm still maintaining like the proper amount of hours, which I have to go and like record in a system, but I just get so lazy about. So it's not a good thing, but I gotta do that. But I don't know, really just staying busy. It doesn't feel that different. I guess
Hmm.
it almost feels though like the times that I have gone out like for groceries or something. It's which is very few. Trying not to go out. Um, it's it's so weird preparing because it's like, all right, I'm gonna wear
Yeah,
clothes.
like prep for it
Yeah,
too. Yeah.
yeah. It's like, all right, I'm gonna wear clothes that I don't care about because when I get back home, I know I'm gonna throw this to the laundry and take a shower. Like that's without a doubt. If I go out of this house, I'm gonna come back home and get a shower,
As my parents tell me to do all the time. Like, yeah, all right, put the clothes in the hamper.
and then just shower. Yeah.
Yeah.
so so that's I don't know. It's just such a process now to go out because like um I don't even wear nice clothes. Like I wore bummy clothes or whatever. And I'll just go get gloves. Now masks are okay. After like
Yeah, apparently. I
after
heard.
like months, all of it like of being told like over a month plus Surgeon General or whatever is just like, no mask, don't wear mask, blah, blah, it's only for all these, it's only for
Sick
essential
people.
workers, sick people, and it's just like, all of a sudden this week, new revelation, brand new facts, a mask might help stop this. Yeah, I saw that, and I was like, like, I hate all you people. Like,
You know what? It's like everybody's just
stigma.
going out though. That's probably why, right? Like everybody's still going out and doing stuff, even though they tell them not to. So it's like a mask at this point, why not, kind of thing, right?
But it's like, I mean, like you look at New Jersey and New York and places like that, where it's just like they're cracking down and they're giving like citations. They're actually giving people fines and tickets.
I
like,
heard that.
Summons to court, and then there's like, if you look at some of these charges, like they're like, people just like, oh, small gathering, and people are getting fines of up to $10,000 and up to 18 months worth of jail time.
Small gatherings, what, like past 10 people?
Now it's anything more than one person. Like you can't, like, no gatherings of any kind. Like there's nothing now.
Okay.
As of today, Saturday, April 4th, from, I guess it's been, I think over a week or whatever since that's been like a thing, but like no more. And like within like the last week and a half, I've been like looking at, some articles and stuff or whatever, NJ.com, and it's crazy just hearing about, like, reading the stuff, and it's like, oh, another gathering in Lakewood, New Jersey. All these people got like fines and tickets and like possibly facing jail time. Like, it's insane. It's really
they kind of deserve it, right?
Why? Because they're not following the rules.
Yeah, like you're putting the greater good, the greater public in danger. So I mean, you gotta face the consequences. But in any case, I think just for the viewers in the future looking back on this, just to provide some context, how far are we in on this? How many weeks has it been since we started quarantine? Like 2-3 weeks?
I think 3 weeks. I think we're going into week 4 as of like officially. I guess once universities started shutting down and schools and all that stuff, at least for New Jersey, that was the week of March 11th, which was a Wednesday. So like March 12th. So I think we're gonna be 3-4 weeks, soon. Yeah. So it's
crazy.
It's pretty crazy. I don't know. Does it feel like time's going a lot slower or faster?
It should go slower. Like, it makes sense if it was going slower, right? Because like you're not going out. You're home all the time.
I don't feel that. I feel like it's going faster. I feel like
it's going faster.
I feel like March just went like the second. I don't know. Like the second that whole like, oh, universities closed and all that stuff, it was just kind of like March was gone.
Oh man, we gotta talk about that. The university is gone. I want to see how these people graduate.
They're not gonna.
This is like Skype call, right? We're gonna do this Skype call. I shouldn't be laughing. My sister's really supposed to graduate.
No, yeah,
she's upset about it. But
there's so many people.
That is insane, though. Like, it's so bizarre. We're alive in this. 2020 is just garbage for right now, huh?
What was I gonna say? I think as far as the graduations are concerned, I mean, there's so much to talk about here. I think as far as the graduations are concerned, right?
I mean, I'm sure we'll figure it out. Like, by then, people will know how it worked out. But
yeah, but I think I don't understand why it's like this is such a difficult thing where it's just like, oh, commencement, graduation is going to be canceled. It's not going to be in May, blah, blah, blah. It's just like, okay, so why don't you just postpone it and just do it like during, I don't know, the fall, during the winter? Like, I don't understand why it's like, it's almost as if like, if we can't have it on this set date in May, oh, we can't have it at all. And it's, to me, that's just ridiculous. It's like, well, this is just another event, another ceremony. Like, you could just, like, I'm not saying like, oh, it's not equivalent to any other event, but it's an event in and of itself. Like, why, this is a huge university event. Why not just postpone it to a time much further down the line? And I get where it's just kind of like, well, if it's a graduating senior and then they end up moving somewhere else or whatever for work and blah, 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 like, it becomes really difficult. So that's a thing, obviously. Those are things that you got to consider. But it's kind of like, well, I mean, if you still want the opportunity to do that, give them the opportunity. And if not everyone can go, then not everyone can go. I mean, it's no different than like having it in May. And guess what? There are still people who unfortunately can't attend for whatever reasons. Maybe they're traveling, maybe something comes up, so they can't go. So what's the problem with postponing it to like the fall? I
That's
mean,
not a bad idea.
there
It's
are
just
always going to be people
necessarily,
that can't go.
yeah, but you know, it's like having it that specific time, like everybody else, you know, the expectations and finding out it's not going to be this way as you planned it. And also the fall and winter apparently not supposed to be as safe anymore, right? Because like it's
Oh
supposed to
yeah.
come back in the fall and winter. But you know, in the summer, we can always do the summer. But it's just weird. It's just the whole thing is weird. Just like I can't even imagine like not having sharing the same experiences because like this crazy thing happened. Like I'd be mad if I was a senior and all this
Oh
stuff got
yeah.
canceled.
I would have been.
Prom and
I missed my high school
graduation.
graduation, so if I missed my college one too, I would have lost it.
Yeah. Just like you know, it's horrible. It's insane, this whole thing. And I mean I had this joke. I was like what kind of dimension are we in that Trump became president? Now we have this even crazier dimension just speared off from that freaking corona. Everybody's quarantined inside. Like what kind of world? And what is this even real life? I don't even know. It's
uh,
insane.
I don't know. Yeah, it's really weird. It's just like I don't know. When it started out, it was almost as if it was like drinking out of a fire hose with all this information, all the craziness, and it's just like every day there's doublings of reported cases of just all this stuff going on, and I don't know. For me, it was like I said, for the day to day wasn't very different, but just reading about everything that's going out on like just outside that door, like of my house, it's just kind of like ah,
No, but
it's
no,
really
that's
insane.
dude. Like, I mean, I don't want to get too like how like did you hear about the what's happening in New York right now with the hospitals and
Oh, like
the
they're like
bodies?
over capacity and like all that craziness. Yeah,
God, and it's not even peak yet. Apparently, the
hmm
cases.
so
Like, it's
it's
just gonna get worse.
yeah no I like I said so when you that's why originally when you brought up this idea I'm kind of like do we have to talk about this because this crap is really depressing
It's depressing,
like it's depressing
but
as
I think
hell but then
there is good to it. Like, I believe. I mean, like in 9/11 when that happened, a terrible tragedy. But I brought people together, and I think this, in a way, is bringing people together too.
yeah I
You know?
mean well when you're stuck at home and you don't really have much else to do and you want to socialize well it gives you an opportunity to socialize with people you haven't in a very long time so that's a
Exactly.
plus.
Yeah.
I just feel bad for like I genuinely feel bad for people who like have to be at home or in a place where you know they're surrounded by people that either they don't get along with, they've had issues with, and things like that. That those are like
Mm.
at that point it's just kind of because at that point it's literally like you're living in your own almost kind of like a jail or something like that. Like
It was like
it's like
that
you're in
one
prison.
meme, like when the abused kids find out they have to be home because of quarantine, and it's freaking,
No, it's
it's
crazy.
terrible. It was like, oh, it's bad. I mean, I just can't believe it's happening. I don't know. I mean it has happened before with like the cases of Spanish flu and stuff like that.
Hmm.
It's just I can't believe it's happening now. I mean, yes, it can happen, but you don't think it'd happen to you.
Yeah, it's like, oh,
Especially
now in
in today's
2020, like,
times. Yeah.
oh, this can't, stuff like this can't happen anymore. Like, it's not gonna happen anymore.
Yeah.
This is like 1600s crap, you know, like 1800s, 1900s. Like, this doesn't happen anymore.
But apparently, they were running like simulations. I was seeing one Bill Gates video where he like predicted like this is what he feared would happen, and it's happening. But back then, he was running a simulation. Like if the Spanish flu happened now,
Mm.
apparently it would spread even quicker because you know like how interconnected we are with traveling and how cities are so close together and everybody's so populated. It spread even more crazier. So it makes sense it had happened, but it's just crazy it's happening at all. I don't know, man.
Yeah, no.
I just
Well, there's a few points I guess that like I want to kind of go back to in more detail. Well, from your perspective, how does it feel to be a quote like an essential worker?
mm.
Yeah. How do you feel? How are you kind of dealing with that? And like, are you guys getting business? Is it still like heavy? Like, is it heavy? I don't know. Like, what's going on there? In the
So
forefront.
the forefront. Well, I a lot of the restaurants right now are working doing delivery and takeout because
Mm-hmm.
you're not allowed to congregate more than a certain amount. I remember like 2 weeks ago when a couple of people came in, they were sitting down, and this health official came in apparently and said, got mad at my owner because he was saying, "What's going on? You can't be doing this." So I had to literally, I only found this out after I came in that this happened, and I had to pack up all the chairs and make sure there was like no sitting space because you're not allowed to sit down. So people order takeout now. People come in, order takeout, they leave. People do Uber Eats and DoorDash. That's how they get food from these places. I kind of get annoyed because I'm like, why are you even doing that? Just eat from home. But there's certain situations. So a lot of people that like come into the store now because we're so close to JFK, we get JFK hospital workers. So
Oh,
mainly,
how's that?
so
That's gotta be kind of, I don't know.
it's I mean it is what it is. I mean they need the food. They're working hard and tirelessly. So um it's I'm worried that they might have something, but they come in usually with a mask and gloves. The masks and gloves are crazy when they're wearing them. It's just like I just feel so weird. Like I went to shop right the other day, and I felt so weird because I didn't prep like you did. I went to shop right and I walked in and freaking everybody was wearing
Everyone's
gloves,
wearing
and
gloves,
every
masks.
like 10 minutes it's like, oh, stand 6 feet apart, shoppers. Blah, blah, blah. And I'm like,
Mm-hmm.
oh, this is feels so weird. But I think what's cool with what my owner's doing is he's delivering food to JFK hospital workers for free,
Oh wow,
and he's
okay.
doing that.
Well, that's good at
He's been
least.
doing that lately. It's really good, and people like he's been posting on social media about it, so people start donating to him,
Mm.
donating money like left and right, and it's like he wants to make it more consistent, so he made a GoFundMe, and it's weird. I don't know if I'm allowed to pitch it. If like I can just pitch the GoFundMe.
It's your job.
I mean, yeah, he has a GoFundMe. I guess we can. I mean, I'll probably mention on my social media at some point. But yeah, if you want to donate, he's giving food like every single day. Like, he's been giving bagels and coffee, and like I mean, the workers has been eating it up, and they've been loving it. But like the hospitals, God, man, they're freaking going through the worst. Do you hear about like doctors in Italy having to choose like certain patients over other patients because
Yeah.
like their likelihood of some, and that's gonna happen here. Like I feel like that's why I wanted to kind of postpone this talk, but I feel like it's good to document it in the moment right now, kind
Hmm.
of thing. Um, it's scary, man. I can't even imagine. My uncle's head of the respiratory in Trinitas hospital.
Elizabeth, right?
I think so.
Yeah.
But he's going through it, man. Like 4 people died.
That's insane.
Freaking ventilators are breaking down. Short staffed. He thought he had it for a minute, and then he got tested and it was negative. But it was just like
That's good.
it's just. I think also the stress is causing people to be paranoid and get a little sick too. I think.
Yeah,
I thought I was sick for a minute.
you can't you can't knock the paranoia and like all the just like the stress and anxiety of like stepping outside, and it's like the second, I don't know, you sneeze or you cough once and you're just like, oh my god, like do just because I went out and either did my job or because I went out and had to grab essential stuff, like am I sick now? Like do I have
Yeah,
this like potentially really like potentially just deadly thing? And it's like it's so jarring. It's insane.
but that's my life as an essential worker. You go, come back. I mean, luckily we're doing something useful. hopefully, so I don't mind it so much.
Are you
I'm
guys
getting
like
paid. There's a
wearing
lot of people
masks?
unemployed. We've been wearing gloves and having to wash every a lot. To wash our hands a lot.
Your hands
So
dying from all the hand
it's
washing?
annoying, especially when you wash your hands and try to put a glove on. It's miserable.
Yeah.
It gets stuck everywhere. I have small hands. Freaking gloves are huge. Pain, man. But yeah. I mean, I like to think that the fact that I'm getting paid still, I'm still have a job, and I'm helping people. That's what keeps me going.
That's
So
good. That's good. Um, uh, I guess what are you doing in your free time then? You know, I mean,
uh,
yeah. I mean, what do you do during your free time?
well, I like everybody else. I guess it's kind of like mentioned for people watching the future for our kids. What do we do during this time? So, I FaceTime and talk to people. Yesterday, I played Jackbox. I don't know if you're a Jackbox.
Nah.
It's like a bunch of party games you can play with your friends. Usually, we play in front of a TV, but you can stream it and we can play it over Discord. That's what I did with some couple of friends yesterday.
Oh, that's cool.
That was a lot of fun. I got Grand Theft Auto finally. GTA 5. It only took me 7 years, but I finally got it. $15 on Steam. Very nice.
There you go.
Very good game. And I've been playing that. There's a lot of things you can do. Because, we're not usually home a lot, but suddenly we're home and stuff to do. But the only thing is, how long are we going to keep that up? Well, you're eventually going to run out and get bored. Luckily, you can go out, but just as long as you're not with a bunch of people. I played basketball by myself a couple of times because the park was empty. And that's good exercise.
I'm surprised
do a little more exercise.
They didn't put
Block it
tape
off.
on the park yet or something like that. Yeah, I'm surprised.
It was one of those like small local parks. But yeah, that's what I've been doing. It's just trying to keep yourself busy. But hopefully, we'll have stuff to keep us going till June.
Or yeah. Like now
May
is peak or something like that. Yeah, it's supposedly May's peak. And then it's kind of like it's just June, July, August, supposed to settle out some, and then
like the amount of uncertainty is palpable. It's insane. Like I'm usually like what's the word? Optimistic guy. But it's just so like because our country's not even prepared.
Yeah.
Apparently, as we should be, and we don't know how fatal this thing is because healthy people get like dead too.
Mm-hmm.
So it's like there's a lot of uncertainty, and as long as you're doing your part, we'll be okay.
Yeah, no,
That's
for sure.
really comes down to.
What was it? I guess there was a couple other points that. Oh, I know we talked about the masks earlier. That no longer being a controversial thing.
And what are you doing? Like binge watching Netflix or something?
I watched Tiger King.
How was it? Everybody's watching Tiger King.
Everyone's watching Tiger King. All I can say is that
is it worth watching?
Up front, like all the memes and everything, very quickly you realize like, man, these memes are really, really funny, like extra funny. I mean, they're kind of already funny without even knowing about it, like watching the show, but like they're really funny. It's 7 episodes. Each episode's about 45 to 50 minutes.
I thought it was a movie.
No, it's like a docuseries, like a limited run docuseries. So it's 7 episodes. Each one's, like I said, 45, 50 minutes. All I can say is that it gets really heavy. Like I honestly, I genuinely recommend it. Like it's not like a reality show. And at first, that's what I kind of thought it was. Like it was just like this limited run, like kind of reality show thing. And I'm like, I don't care for that. Like I don't want to know about like hillbilly, like crap. I don't care.
Yeah,
but
that's
no,
what I'm
like
saying.
it's a true like documentary. I don't know if you ever saw the Fire Festival documentary on Netflix.
Yeah.
Yeah, like it's very much like that. It's very much like a with the times Netflix documentary. So I think it's really good. I think it fits. It sits very pretty with all the other Netflix documentaries that are there. Like I said, I would really recommend watching it because from there's not like a really specific agenda
Mm.
like going on in there, but there's just so much information to like to really just take in. I really do recommend it. I mean, it's not it's not like for the faint of heart, I guess.
Hmm.
You know, at certain points, no, I can't. I don't even know if I can really say that, but like without really spoiling anything else, I definitely give it a recommend. I definitely give it a watch.
Something to watch during quarantine time. Quarantine
Yeah,
recommendations.
quarantine recommendations.
From ydb.
Yeah, I watched Tiger King that first week. I guess like yeah, that first week of isolation, which was like for most universities spring break, like the week of what was it? Um, the week of the 15th or whatever of March. I watched The Witcher
Oh
on
yeah, how
Netflix.
was it?
It was pretty good. Like the more I look back on it, the more I'm kind of like, wow, this is actually kind of slow. Like
A little bit
it was
in the
it was it
beginning.
was pretty like it was pretty slow to be honest.
Hmm.
Like and I'm not gonna. Yeah, I don't want to spoil the Witcher for anybody who hasn't seen it, but I would recommend it because it's one of those shows where it's just kind of like this thing has a lot of potential to be really great,
Mm.
so long as they kind of like as they don't screw it up. It's so easy to
Mm.
screw up a series, but it has a lot of potential to be awesome, and I'm like, yeah,
Like
there's
just
only,
when it got good, you
yeah.
had to wait.
Yeah,
I was
it's
like,
just
damn it!
wait an indefinite amount of time now because of all this stuff. So it's like waiting even
Ah,
longer, like probably another like 6 months to a year now,
nice.
which sucks. I don't know if they already finished. I don't even know if they. I haven't even looked into it. I
I
don't
want
know
to
if they finished
say
filming the
they
second season or
do,
what.
just for my hope.
I hope they did. I hope they finished filming the second season, but I'm not sure. So The Witcher is good. I would definitely give that a watch. If you're into kind of like the Game of Thrones stuff, it's not Game of Thrones, but if you're into like that kind of
The
medieval-ish
fantasy.
fantasy stuff, then yeah, Tiger King, I really recommend watching it. Even if you really hate like that kind of Southern hillbilly, crap.
You know what I really want to see?
Watch
I want
it.
to see. And everybody's talking about this. The scene Contagion. I didn't watch it yet,
I haven't seen that either.
but
I've been like
apparently
seeing it come up more though.
it's very fitting given everything going on, and I really want to see it. So I guess I'll give an update if we ever for the next episode, maybe, or I don't know. But it's definitely fitting, and maybe a little scary, but it's fitting
Well, that's
given everything.
all right. That's cool. So we got Contagion, Tiger King, Witcher. I'm trying to think what else I've done. Um, so I mean, those are the only two things that I've watched on Netflix. I really haven't been watching TV. I've been like, I guess exploring more on YouTube, just exploring more YouTube channels and things like that. Um, there's like certain like YouTube chefs or whatever, not like already famous TV chefs that have YouTube channels, but like actual like people who like have like cooking channels on YouTube.
Mm.
So there were a couple I already watched. One of them was Binging with Babish.
Oh yeah, he's
He's great.
nice.
Then another one a few months after like almost a year after following like Binging with Babish, there's a new guy. So his name is Joshua Weissman.
Mm.
I think that's just his name. Like on YouTube, that's just his channel.
Mm.
But he's really funny. He's like our age. He's got.
Oh wait,
He
is
has a
that the TikTok guy?
Yeah, he's a TikTok guy.
Oh
That guy,
yeah.
his videos are really funny. Like if
Oh,
you're
I've
really
seen
into
it
like meme
before.
culture and all that stuff, dude,
Yeah.
watch his videos. Like they're really funny. Especially
Oh,
the newer
yeah.
ones, like all the stuff from like
Oh, he has a YouTube channel.
yeah, that's
Oh, nice.
he had a YouTube channel and then he did like a TikTok or whatever. Then he started his TikTok stuff. I think
Oh,
that's
okay.
how it is. So I was already watching those guys and keeping up, in addition to a bunch of like tech YouTube stuff. But then I guess within the last week or so, I've been exploring more stuff on YouTube. There's another guy. I could like the channel. He's got two channels. One of them's called Guga Foods. He's like I think he's Brazilian or something. And then
Hmm.
another one, his other channel is Sous Vide Everything. So again, these are more cooking shows. He basically does like all meat. He does like all steaks and all this stuff, and he does like this special cooking method of sous vide, where you basically put it in a hot water bath at a certain temperature for some time, and then you
Hmm.
go and like you grill it in certain ways. So he's like the steak man, I would call him or whatever. So if you're really into that, Man, I don't know.
No,
Maybe
but
now is not a good time to get into
no,
like
but no,
chefing YouTube
I
channels,
get
but
it. I
it's
get it
fun.
because I feel like I've been watching a couple of cooking videos myself, not necessarily like legit food channels, but I've been watching a lot of street food cooking.
Hmm.
I don't know. I just like something about it. It just seems like while I'm going to sleep, I just like watching it. But it's something about like food. I guess for me, it's kind of a sense of comfort, right? I think a
Yeah,
lot of things lately, you kind of resort to more comfort sort of things in times like this.
yeah.
You know?
No, it's been. I think it's been a really good point to kind of like just look, kind of like watch all this stuff, and it's cool to kind of to see these YouTuber chefs and all that stuff kind of like dealing with now, and they're making like binging with Babish and Josh Weissman. They they're doing more recent videos where like they are like really simple ingredients that you can make from like non-perishable stuff, canned stuff, whatever.
Mm.
It's cool to kind of see that inclusion of like
Quarantine
literally
foods,
what's going on right now. Yeah, quarantine foods. But there was, and then I guess
social
just
media challenges.
yeah, just yesterday there was another one, some girl from I guess England or whatever from the UK that I watched. I think her YouTube channel name is like Grackle. It's literally like Crackle, but instead of a C in the front, it's a G. She's pretty funny. I don't know.
Mm.
It was like uh, she's not really like a chef or whatever. It's kind of like a vloggy ish kind of thing, but it was pretty funny. I'm not gonna lie. Like it was really
Mm.
like kind of homey and funny. So I guess that's a new recommendation. I mean, I watched a few videos already, but they're actually really good. But I guess as far as like media consumption, it's really just been like YouTube, Instagram, and then like keeping up to date like almost every day, honestly, nj.com, and just like checking out to see what's going on here. I try
Mm.
not to watch the news like too
Yeah, they
much.
say like watching too much of it's just gonna
Yeah, that's what was happening.
psychologically, it's just gonna
That's yeah.
make you
I don't know.
paranoid.
I don't know if you were watching the news like a lot, or if you were you well, like have you watched the news a lot, like
Well,
too
even
much?
before this stuff, I don't watch it enough.
Mm-hmm.
But I've been watching it a little more just to keep up to date. Like I've been watching. I usually, I'd watch the John Oliver on YouTube where he does the weekly rundown,
Oh
and I
yeah,
watch that. Like I've been watching his Corona ones recently, but other than that, not so much.
I
I
stopped
just
watching that guy.
it's just I'm just used to seeing him. I
Mm-hmm.
don't find him like particularly funny. I mean, he's funny, but he's not like amazing or anything. It's just he's pretty informational as far as yeah. So I've been watching that. But other than that, I don't really watch news that much. My parents watch the briefings, but
Mm.
it's
The Trump briefings.
it's a little it's a mixed bag.
You know,
But we're not gonna get political about it, right?
no,
So I'm
no,
not gonna.
I get you. No, I just think you go on YouTube, they have them live streaming or whatever. But every time I go onto YouTube and I see it, and it's just like President Trump and the Coronavirus Task Force. It almost sounds like a comic book. Like it almost sounds like if the Justice League, like an Injustice League kind of thing, where it's like the task force. I don't know. It just really sounds like really in your face, and every day I look at that and it's like it's live. There's always just stuff live, and I'm like, I'm so tempted to just have it running in the background on like a computer or like a tablet or something. I'm just like, no, don't do it. Don't have it running in the background. You have it running in the background like all day. It's gonna get to you. It was getting to me, so I just kind of stuck with nj.com and a couple other
Hmm.
news resources that I physically can control like how much I look at. But the new stuff was just getting to me because it was getting to the point where I'm like, gosh, like I'm gonna step outside and like
Hmm. I mean,
sun's
they're not
just
gonna show the good stuff.
jarring.
I feel like they only show the bad stuff because get more publicity out of there, right? Like you get more views, so
Mm.
you're gonna put the worst of the worst out there, and hearing that so much, it's just gonna
It gets to you. It really gets to you.
yeah. Because this stuff that's happening now definitely brings out the worst in people, but like I mentioned before, like this stuff can bring out the best in people too. You just don't see it
Mhm.
because of all the news, you know.
Yeah, I don't know. I
And
just I it's just kind of like I said.
luckily, like this is an age where you can actually, we have video calls and stuff. Like we can do this. We have media to consume. Like back then, 1918. I mean, look, they didn't have like all these apps and social stuff, so they just kind of had their family, which worked out for them. This kind of works out for us. But it's I think given everything going on, I think it's not terrible. Like it's not too bad. Luckily, it's not that crazy, even though it is crazy, but it's not too crazy. Where like there is some sense of normalcy, and we can still like communicate and bond with each other. Like it's not so bad yet.
It's fun.
Like,
It's funny how social media is like playing like a really positive role now. And last week we were just talking about how it was a piece of garbage.
I don't even have it. I'm gonna be. I still have it deleted. But the social media challenges. For the one or two few I did. Forgive me for whoever else tagged me and I didn't do it. Forgive me.
Those
because
things,
I got tired of it, but it's cool way of bonding with people. I think I just don't. I stopped caring after like the first 2 or 3. But it's an interesting phenomenon. You tell your kids like, oh, what's the social media challenges? And it's like, see what we did. We a friend tagged us, meaning they typed in our username, which thereby notified us that they were communicating with us. And then through this, they sent us a challenge, which involved drawing a picture of an orange in a comical fashion. So we did this, and then we tagged other friends, and we put it on our stories, which is little bubbles where you can view people's lives. And this is what we did for fun, kids. And the kids are like,
what?
You guys are stupid. I'm going to go play Xbox 3000 now.
That sounds ancient. Now I just download my DNA and I just, tag people with my DNA. I don't know.
Exactly.
Oh, man.
You mean you can't go into virtual reality and hang out with people? Why don't you just go into your VR?
That'd actually be really cool. Wow, huh? It'd be really like a real escape.
It's like, you guys are lame. You guys in a VR. You guys suck. It's
that must have really sucked. How can you stay at home for so long without going
and not do anything? What? It's like, we did that. We did that. And then people back in 1918 are like, you guys are you guys are lame.
You guys are weak. Oh, yeah. Man.
And people back in Black Plague, they're like, they're dead, so they can't say anything.
So how are you guys with your toilet paper? How are you doing?
That's another thing we have to talk about. Freaking toilet paper is insane, man. Yo, I'm telling you, bro.
So empty.
We're gonna start a cartel, toilet paper gang, freaking gang. Bring your little trench coats out. One roll, $50 right here. $50. I'm telling you.
You want that quilted northern, or you want that Charmin Ultra Strong? No, it's gonna cost you, man.
What is it? 4-ply. 4-ply. Well, 4-ply, 2-ply. 4-ply.
Yeah, no. How are you guys?
I got that 4-ply.
How are you guys doing with your toilet paper?
I'm doing okay. I remember, my parents bought they bought their usual amount, but it was way more expensive. It was like $30 or something. I don't know, like BJ's or something. It was just way more expensive than.
That's crazy.
But it's kind of like, what are you gonna do? Like, you need toilet paper. Alternatively, I was telling you about this because Zeke has this wonderful new device that America hasn't yet to discover, but the rest of the world knows about.
Well, America's discovering it now, or at least within the last month that this goes.
And it's like, stuff. It's insane. A lot of these companies, and we can keep going, but we can talk about people stockpiling and stuff like that. I want to say my family doesn't do that, but we do have a little bit of water that we kind of stockpile. And I think even my cousin, I know they have a lot of water at their house, and it's weird, the whole stockpiling thing. It's just all these companies are getting money, even though whole freaking market's crashing, right?
It's
insane.
That's
Purell's probably doing amazing.
Yeah. Well, I don't know. Yeah, I mean, they did amazing for a little bit, but there's no more Purell anywhere.
Yeah, that's true.
What was I gonna say? Are you getting a check? Are you getting a stimulus check?
I have no idea.
Well, did you file taxes or anything? Like in the last...
No, we didn't get a chance to. We were gonna go do like 2 weeks ago, and then we were like, all right, let's just postpone it. The next week we called the accounting guy, and the accounting guy's like, I'm not coming in or something like that. And we're like, oh, but we made an appointment. Like, why did you just tell us? He's like, oh, I thought you guys figured because like, you know, we're in a non-essential business or whatever. And then
He's
luckily,
not
like,
saying.
they extended the deadline because everything going on, but it's still like we haven't done our taxes yet. So
What about, well, last year, I know they're looking at the 2018 tax returns too. So what about last? Well, obviously you guys filed that. Did you yourself file last year?
no, I
No.
usually do it with my family.
Okay.
Yeah.
Dang. No check.
I am yeah. Yeah, man.
Damn.
But you know, I'm still going to work, so I'm getting those checks.
That's good. Yeah.
Whatever that's worth. But yeah, man, it's freaking crazy. I mean, right now in this point in time, how do I feel? How do I feel? I feel hopeful. As long as we stick together, no, stick together meaning we stick together
From a social distance.
That's something I do want to talk about. How much time do we have? I don't know. I mean, we can just cut out certain things that we don't want to leave in.
That's fine. I'll make it a bite.
20 minutes of bidet. Your daily brew.
Yeah, the bidet talk. Yeah.
But freaking social distancing, like that'd be a good stand-up routine thing. It's just like freaking talking about that in the future. It's just like, yeah, man, we live in a time where we have to social distance. What is social distance? I'll tell you, kids. We had to stand 6 feet apart from each other when we were going out in public. Yeah, it's just a whole concept. It's so weird. It's an introvert's dream, right?
Oh yeah.
I have to freaking. There's always the jokes with the introverts doing wonderfully. Like you said, your life's done. I'd say my life's okay. Like it's like we don't. I don't go out much. You know, I know you go out, but like not like so much that you missing anything.
Yeah, I go out, like I said, like I go out with Danny. Like really most of the time that I go out is with Danny. So like the worst thing right now is not being able to see her and she's 10
I was gonna
minutes away.
say.
Like knowing like in my head, I'm like, man, this girl is 10 minutes away. I know they're doing everything like accordingly. They're like way prepared and they're like super clean. I'm like, we're doing our part here. I'm making sure my parents are staying on task, and I'm like, you know, I could go. It really probably wouldn't be a problem, but I'm like, it's not okay. It's not. You can't make that exception, because once you start making exceptions to like these rules and regulations, like you're really kind of undercutting their importance. And
that is true.
We're always so keen on like we've been so keen on like, oh, we really want to see each other, but we can't. Like yesterday was our 4-year anniversary, and we couldn't celebrate it in person. So like we ordered each other food. We like made like, you know, some drink. Like I dropped her off like some drink cocktail mixed stuff so she could. So and we did like the Netflix party. So that was a lot of fun. We ordered each other's gifts like a week and a half in advance, just because we knew like all the shipping stuff was crazy. So in case anything got delayed, usually it's 7 to 10 days. So we ordered this like gifts like almost 2 weeks exactly in advance.
Everybody say happy anniversary to this couple, right? Hey.
But yeah, it was actually a lot of fun doing that, like just like virtual celebration thing. But I don't know, it wasn't the worst thing. I mean, because at the end of the day, it's just like, well, so long as we keep doing our part, we continue doing everything, you know, that's out there, and keep up with the day-to-day like updates and all that stuff. I mean, you know, I'd rather be safe than sorry. And you know, at the, you know, no matter how prepared you are, there's always just that slight risk that like, what if you really do have it? What if you are asymptomatic? And you know, thank God you are, but all of a sudden you go and see that one person thinking you're fine, and then all of a sudden now they're sick and they're in trouble.
Yeah.
And
the
risk involved, and especially in addition to that, all the mental and the emotional kind of like toil of like, did I get this person sick? Like it must have been me, or like, you know, like was there, I don't know, blah blah blah. So it's just, there's so much of that, and I'm like, I care about her and her family too much. Like I don't want to do that. Like it kills me that I can't see her. Like I said, I used to see her every single day, hours and hours on end. It freaking kills me, but I'm like, you gotta do it. I'd rather do this for a few months, you know, however long this is gonna be. Hopefully, you know, Lord willing, it's a lot shorter than longer. But I'd rather do this now than, in the short term, than, be at a much higher risk of like kind of enduring all like the pain that comes along with, you know, the riskiness of it. So I don't know. It's I've been super scatterbrained about everything, where it's just kind of like, ooh man, I don't. I mean, there are certain things where I'm like, like my brain's just fried. It's all over the place. You can probably tell. Like just me here now. Like I'm. We had this topic of mine. You brought it up. I've been trying to like prepare for this, and I'm just like so all over the place. And this is like where I'm at right now.
There's a lot to talk about, and there's a lot. It's a lot to unpack too. I think your mental state is representative of all of us. We're all kind of like trying to figure this out, trying to maintain this sense of normalcy. Yeah, man. I mean, I think I can relate. We all feel for you, and I think people in the future can look back and be like, well, it makes sense.
Yeah, it's I don't know how are your friends doing? People you used to hang out with and like in person, or like
I do have like this one scenario I do want to mention that, and it has to do with my family, and I kind of want to vent a little bit.
Okay.
Like I said, I don't know how much time we're gonna have to like cut here and there.
I don't know, 20 more minutes.
All right. I'll just say this. All right, it's freaking. So my cousins, they had to move. Well, they're moving. They've been living in their same. How do you know that? I told you that.
You told me. Yeah. You told me you were helping your cousins move. I meant to ask you. Like I said, I meant to ask you that. I'm just all over the place. Yeah. How's that?
It's so they've lived in this apartment for 20 years, and like. I wouldn't say it's the best neighborhood, but like that's where they lived, and they've been living there so long. They have so much stuff piled up, and like finally they're moving. It's just amazing. But with everything going on, it's like we're not able to help them, because so they're literally on their own. There's only their one dad who's close to 60 years old. They got the two sons, but like that's it. That's all they have. They have the mom too, but it's like they have hella stuff, and their room is on the third floor of this apartment. So they had to bring down like all this heavy stuff down like 30 stairs or something like that. Bring it out to their car. They don't have like a moving truck. It's expensive, but and then they have to. The new house is like 20 minutes away, so they had to finish moving by March 31st, and I was debating whether to go see them. And like for the first week, I was like, I can't go because mentally, like you said, you're trying to follow these rules. You have to think about the greater good, and I was like, I can't, and it's breaking my heart because I really want to go see this house. I want to see them, and I want to help them move, but I can't, right? So, my cousin ends up going by himself, and I stay home and I feel miserable. The next week, they say happy birthday to me, and I'm like, screw it. Like, I'm gonna go help them out because they need the help. It's not gonna be more than 8 people because at the time I think it was like 8 or 10 people.
It was 10 people, like max. Yeah.
They need to move by this date. They have to give the keys by March 31st. So I'm gonna do it, and I'm just gonna be really careful. I'm just gonna go with my cousin. So that's like 6 people total. So yeah, we went out, and it's a good thing I went because when I got there, there's still so much stuff that they need to pack up. And keep in mind, this is like a couple of days. This was like last week. There's a couple of days till March 31st.
Insane.
They had so much stuff. So freaking, we were carrying like a fridge down the stairs.
Oh man.
Carrying like the washing machine and like tables.
That's crazy. Yeah, that's a proper move.
So I went out for like 2-3 days to help them move. And I put on my Snapchat that I was hanging out with them. But they needed the help. And this is what pees me off. My one friend from way back, I'm not gonna mention her name, but she was like, what are you doing? Why are you hanging out? You're not allowed to go out. And I'm like, well, I'm helping my family move because they need help moving. And she was like, well, they shouldn't be moving then. And
What?
I was like,
What?
I was like,
bro,
I
what?
was like, it's like, you don't understand the situation. Like, I was getting so worked up, and I was like, you know what? I just let it go because, like, she won't get it.
Wow.
But at the same time, it's like I get it. I get it. Like in inherently, you should be staying home. I would be staying home, but I'm gonna justify by saying this is with close family and friends, which the governor at the time was saying like it's okay to be with close family and
Family and
friends.
friends, yeah.
Um, and also it wasn't more than 6 people, and we didn't go anywhere when you go out. It was just literally to the house and an apartment. But like I feel for you because like I know you want to see Danielle. Then here's me helping someone else move. So it's like it's a little bit of a weird ethical kind of situation where it's like I want to help them out. If I hadn't helped them out, they wouldn't have finished moving. They finished moving and they got all the stuff done by March 31st, luckily, because we helped them out. But
That's
imagine we
good.
didn't,
Yeah.
right? So how do I feel about it? I mean, luckily nobody got sick. But it's weird, man. It's given everything. It's weird. I think I'm okay because I think I did what was right, but at the same time, I get where she's coming from. But it just annoyed me. Like I don't know. That's why I just wanted
Hearing
to
that
get
from
that out.
like someone that you haven't talked to this person, right? In like a long
Yeah,
time.
and it's like,
And
why are
just
you pointing? Like I don't know. It was getting me annoyed, man. Just like you don't get it.
no,
I mean,
I
it
understand.
makes sense, but you're like, God,
You're not
man.
the person to tell me this. Like you shouldn't be telling me that. Like not you. All right. Like I understand the facts. I can read. I can listen. I can watch the TV. Like
Hmm.
I'm not incompetent. I know what's going on. But like considering all the circumstances, considering everything that's at hand, this is the choice that I'm gonna make, and
Yeah,
it's a conscious decision. Like no one's holding me against my will. No one's forcing me to do stuff that I'm uncomfortable with. Like this is
yeah.
a decision I'm making. So like pointing that finger and assuming that like, oh, you're doing wrong. Like why are you doing this? Do you not understand? Like don't you know? And
Mm.
it's like obviously I know. It's
I'm aware of the
like
risks
I'm
and
clearly
consequences.
aware. Yeah, like it's everywhere. If I wasn't aware, I'm sorry, I'd be an idiot. I don't even I don't know. It's just it's crazy.
It's
Just
crazy time, man. And I
it's
think we're gonna,
yeah,
I don't know. I mean, it's gonna get worse, but I think as long as we stay positive and follow whatever the CDC says, right, we'll be okay. I'm looking forward to summer. That's what we're hopeful for. Enjoy that brief period of time, and then I guess keep consistencies. That way we don't like go back to how we were before when fall hits, right? Because fall is going to be miserable again.
yeah,
So we have to kind of like keep consistent with like what we've been doing, but also like we can have fun, but just make sure we keep our social distancing rules in check, I guess, right? Oh yeah, that's what we were talking
stay
about.
up to
Social
date.
distancing, freaking
Stay up to
what a
date
weird
with the
phenomenon.
latest laws and regulations in your city and county and your state. Keep up the social distancing. Stay on social media.
Keep
I
in
don't know.
contact with people you like talking to, so
Yeah,
self isolate yourself to the point of paranoia and insanity and what have you.
exactly. So I don't know.
Yeah,
Wash
I
your
guess.
hands. Hand sanitizer if you've got it. Wipe
Mhm.
everything down. Take a shower after you go out. Throw all those clothes to the laundry. I don't know. These are such common tips now, but it's always just it's out there. So well, you heard it from us. um, but yeah, stay safe, guys. Stay healthy, and
We'll keep in touch. We'll let you know how things go.
exactly.
Frigging everyday life navigated. Frigging not every day we get this, but we're navigating and trying to, right?
Yeah. So well, we're doing the best we can. So yeah, take care, guys.